Shalom, family. Glory be to God, and blessed be the Lamb. Tonight, I want to tell you a story of arrogance, a story of vengefulness, a story of conceitfulness and deception, a story of lies and wicked foundations. So, take this time to grab whatever you have to grab, a glass of wine, a cigarette, and settle down a minute. It's going to be a nice one. Hopefully, if you're connected, you already knew that I was coming, and you already have your glass of wine. You was waiting on me. So now, let me tell you this story. Non-fiction. In 2012, I filed a lawsuit against municipalities and certain counties within the Houston-Harris County Metroplex. All hell broke loose. I was bringing forward allegations of civil rights violations along Section 82, 83, and 85 U.S. Code. And they were upset. They had the attitude like, how dare you? Don't you know where you are? Don't you know who we are? Don't you know that you have no rights? We're going to keep it clean tonight. You have no rights. As a black man in Harris County, Texas, you have no right to redress and no right to access the court. And besides, you're going to need a lawyer. They wasn't ready for what was coming. They was not ready for what was coming. See, sometimes you can misread the book. But before we get there, let's back up a minute. Why did I want to file the lawsuit? Well, Harris County and the city of Humble had decided that they're gonna harass the hell out of me. I couldn't figure out why, because I had done nothing wrong. Later I would find out it was just regular old gang stalking. They could see what was there, or they work out of fusion centers. So what did I do? I warned them. I warned them this way. You don't know what you're doing. Same thing Jesus did thousands of years ago. You don't know what you're doing, but back in those days, I said, you don't know who you're fucking with. You really don't. You don't want to do this. And yet they did it anyway. And they did it, and they did it, and they did it again. And they kept on doing it. Why? Because they are incapable of seeing the horror right in front of them, hidden in plain sight. Now, these same types of people were later to tell me, and had been telling me, and let me be quite specific, house Negroes, overgrown, knee-grown, pulled up at the root, raised at their mama's knee as Negroes. I don't mean to be degrading toward them, but we have to draw the line somewhere. Now, these older ass niggas who ought to be leading you somewhere has been misleading you, as they tried to mislead me. But they didn't understand, once again, who the hell they were talking to. They were saying stupid shit like, there ain't no God, ain't no right, ain't no wrong, ain't no heaven, ain't no hell, never realizing the horror that's right in front of their face. Ain't they stupid? Or not they stupid and slow? Now imagine how much influence that they have in the black community. But that ain't what we're here to even talk about tonight. No, they just plain old freaking stupid. Irregular. They are irregular. But that's okay. We're not here to judge. Not at all. So, after I filed the lawsuit, all hell broke loose. Now, immediately, I started playing cat and mouse. Okay? This is what they didn't catch. You know why they didn't catch it? Their arrogance. Their arrogance, too much, anyway, too much listening to each other. All of them thinking and believing the exact same thing, never recognizing that you're just a bunch of yes men. You all nurtured and conditioned each other to think like each other, and you think that because of that process, of the numbers of you make you right. How wrong you were. I was a horror in front of you. You think about that. But how did I catch these predators? I had a plan. And they knew I had a plan. They just didn't understand my plan because they was too busy looking at their numbers. And they were saying to themselves, how can he win? Does not he see our superior numbers and connections? And I said to them, I say, you see numbers. Sir, I see multiple targets. You see the difference? Perspective, sir. Multiple targets. That's all. You show up as one big blip on the radar. We'll just use the old scatter barrel. That'll get you out of there. At any rate, I warned them every step of the way. Even in the legal paperwork I was filing for 4 to 5 years. At some point, somewhere in that document, I would write the words tick-tock. This is long before TikTok was formed. I was writing tick-tock, another warning, telling you dumbasses in due time. But you ran right past the stop sign once again. What is that? That's that arrogance again. That arrogance. You still didn't see the horror that lies before you. Arrogance will sometimes blind you. And you do understand where your arrogance came from, right? You guessed it, each other. All of you in perfect agreement. And then there came a time of the hearings. Sometimes they could be rambunctious. I told one man, as we went to bar and we whispered in the judge's ear, he told a flat-out lie. He should have been locked up. Right then and there, in the new world, he will be locked up. But I'm not going to tolerate it. So I look over at this fatted calf. He didn't see himself as a fatted calf. No, he didn't. He did not see himself as a fatted calf to slaughter. He does now. He feels just like a fatted calf to slaughter, waiting on the blade as I speak. As I speak. But at any point, or at any rate, moving along, guess what they did? They went on full attack. You would have thought it was during the Jim Crow era. I am telling you, I learned so much. But one of the most important things that I learned is that the powers that be, and I'm trying to keep it clean, literally have a cadre of people who look like us, who are set to work against us, and they told me so out loud. Tell you what they told me. They were so frustrated with me because I was kicking that ass legally, and it was perfect. Here's a black man taking on the white supremacist establishment in Harris County. But then they just threw my ass a curve. They wanted me to know it. They said, sir, you might be Negro, but we have our own blacks. I said, say what? Do they know? Know what, sir? Own blacks. Are they aware that you talk like this about them? He never answered the question, but later I would learn. Yes, they are. They just don't mind. Not an ounce of self-esteem left. Not an ounce of ego left. It's all gone. Amongst other things gone. But that's neither here or there. That's neither here or there, because I want you to understand how we got here. So moving right along. Now, right around 2013, now 6 months into it, I wake up one morning and I got a yard full of, when I say a yard full of women, 12 or 13 women, some of them with kids, peeping in the window, talking, and I'm wondering what the hell's going on. Well, they were firing their first shots, and once again, I tried to warn them. You know not what you're doing, do you? You just don't get it. But now they do. Now they do. But moving right along, they would later add insult to injury. Now, a lot of folks are saying, oh Lord, here we go. Keep your pocket, Jesus. He will be of no effect nor condolences tonight. You keep your pocket, Jesus, to yourself. You know the one you keep that's always in perfect agreement with you, no matter what the fuck you do? That Jesus finds a way to agree with you. And he will always love you, and he gonna see your way into heaven. That's your pocket, Jesus. Trust me, the real one ain't like that. Not at all. He's not gonna fit within your own personal set boundaries. You fit within his or not. These things are optional. Should not be taken personal, and it should most definitely not incite rage or angst in anyone, especially adults. These are options. But back to what I was saying, insult to injury. We went into mediation. They offered me, let's say, a round number of $100,000. It wasn't $100,000, but I'm trying to avoid bringing the blade upon this degenerate's neck and ruin his career and his life and his marriage, and to give him the possibility of even prison time. A rat is a rat is a rat, but the rat got support, so we will deal with his supporters too. And we have a theory said long ago. I said that at the proper time, they would stop caring about their group's ass and start to recognize the vulnerabilities of their own ass. And that's right about where we are right now. Like I said, they stand there like lambs to slaughter, fatted calves. They already know that they're waiting on some onions and some seasoning. They've accepted it. How dreadful. How dreadful. Run or something, man. Leave the state. I mean, get out the country. Do something. Don't just wait on the blade. That's just outrageous. But at any rate, how you play your cards is how you play your cards. Now, a bunch of money went missing. They went into the court. They had a saying. How they say it? We don't defend, we find a friend. This is what they was telling me out loud, because I was kicking their ass legally so bad that they were telling me, man, you wasting your time. In fact, they not only told me that we don't defend, we find a friend. I think around that same time, they were also saying that, damn it kind of escapes me now, but it will come back to me. Moving ahead, let's say $100,000 had went missing. Now, how did it go missing? Through fraud. They went up in the court and said that through mediation, a settlement had been reached. Yes, and they put their signature on the piece of paper saying that such said settlement had been reached. However, Mr. Barnes never seen a dime of it. Not a dime, not one red cent. Mr. Barnes would later learn that money had been stolen by such said man who waits on blade the fatted calf, also known as sheep to slaughter. That one. See, that's how we got here. But that wasn't done. I mean, that wasn't, listen, they were so angry that it became personal. It was no longer a legal issue. No, it became, let's just say, personal. In the fact that we hate him so much, we're going to hurt him every way we can. Never understanding. There's a horror show that you deal with right now waiting to happen. Warning after warning after warning after warning. See? And these are grown-ass men and grown-ass women. And this is why I tell youngsters, don't listen to them. You see what they in. Would you like to be them? Trust me. You don't want to be them right. You don't want to be them right now. Because right now, they are terrified. They hear my voice and they know he is talking about us and me. They are terrified. And like I offered them advice, why don't you just go and tell your family what you did and how much you stole and how much you paid for that Benz and where that money came from. And then but your arrogance won't allow you to. And that is what we depend on all the time. You'd be surprised at what we depend on. Largely, it comes from you. Your recalcitrance. But you no longer believe that there is no God. Throw that one away. You do believe there's a God, don't you? And you also no longer believe in your God because it doesn't exist. It would have showed up a long time ago as much pressure and heat as we've been putting on these pipes and the ground around it. A snake is a snake. They never showed up. I'm going to tell your asses again. One more time for the slow people in the back. There was an open invitation for all religions and more specifically, all gods of such said religions. This invitation also went out to every belief system in the world, be it belief in Unga Gunga or Aga Aga and everything in between. Do you know that nobody showed up but us? But us. You know what that means. We win. Even if by default or even if it's by proxy. No, none of your gods showed up. None of your fallen angels that you believe in showed up. Not even the demons showed up. Now, them pesky ass spirits, that's a different story. They just stuck on goddamn stupid. They on some other shit. Even the demons look at them like, man, y'all on y'all own shit, man. You do know that is the ancient one, right? We have went to tarot card readers. We have went to witch doctors. We all know who the fuck that is. What are you trying to do? And how many times will you try to do it? Because you have like a million to zero batting average. I mean, you keep trying and trying and trying, and he's not possessed yet. How many of you has he consumed anyway? How many of you went missing in this attempt? Anyway, moving along. I was just drifting. How did we get here? How did we get here? And then they went through this whole idea thing of maybe we can break him. Break me into what, idiot? I can't be broken. You can't, I mean, what is wrong with you? Well, they feel that way because they have this peculiar nature about them. They think that everything that looks like them or within their social strata is of themselves, meaning that they are susceptible to the same vices or the same cultural aspects as the one standing right next to them, even though they know absolutely nothing about the land standing right next to them. It is for them a natural assumption, but they be wrong more than they are right, especially now. Yet they still do it to this day. They won't read the book, they just look at the cover. If you want to fool them, dress like something else. In my case, I dress like a helpless, vulnerable, small, sickly fish in an ocean full of sharks. But I was after one shark. One. And it wasn't a man shark, but the man shark showed up masquerading as the devil shark, so I was obligated to oblige him. That's a double negative. I usually don't use words in that sequence, so forgive me. Now, back to what I was saying. How do you catch a predator? Easy. And the devil is a predator, just like his minions, running their ass around here. When I say around here, I mean the United States and the world. It's full of them. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Take my word for it. You can go a mile up the road and find one. Oh boy. But see, most folks don't hunt predators because predators, they can hurt you. Okay? You can hunt rabbits, squirrels, deer. I want you to notice that we don't have a preference for going out there and hunting panthers and cougars and grizzly bears. That's a rare thing because it's almost a situation that environmentally, meaning that you're in their environment, that you might die your damn self. You may wind up the one on the bear's mantle, him searching for somewhere he can mount a Johnson on his wall. Sometimes they go this way. Ooh. But at any rate, that's the improper. You don't listen. There's a lot of different ways of hunting. You can stalk, you can trap, okay? Or you can trail, meaning you just find your ass a spot and you find the trail that you know they come back and forth on, and you wait. A trap means like it sounds. Stalk means to follow the tracks and you hunt the animal. I like that kind personally. The other kind just seem like so much of a cheap thrill. If you're gonna hunt, hunt. At any rate, this is not a method that would work on most predators. The predators have a different skill set, and they can feel you, and they can smell you. And you don't smell like threat to them. You smell like meat to them. You smell like vulnerable to them. Okay? It's a different smell. Not so for the deer. The deer smell you, he run. But the predator, no, he smells lunch or its possibilities. But anyway, back to how you really hunt them. I had a plan. Not just to catch the devil, but every other shark. And now a man asked me, well, how you gonna deal with this? I say, well, I'm gonna hang them each around each other's neck. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna connect them to each other in such a way that they can never get rid of each other. They will never be liking it onto 1,000 people, all of them having the names of 999 others written on a Emmanuel, on a manulet or a pendant around their neck that they can never take off, ever, forever connected. However, that was secondary to the actual plan, though. How do you catch your predator? The devil. Well, for me, I made myself small. I made myself look weak. I made myself look sick and frail. I made myself look vulnerable. And then I went to flailing about in the ocean. And just like I figured, he came. Why? Because he's a predator. Tell you something about predators. They don't eat the strongest meat. They eat the weakest meat. They don't eat the fastest meat. They eat the slowest meat. See, you think the lion wake up and look at the zebra herd and say, I'm going to catch the fastest deer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump the herd. And when they break, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to get the fastest one. No, that's exactly the opposite of what he does. He looks for the frail and the slow and the young and the sick. Those are the ones who end up dinner. Not the fastest zebra ever. Ever. So, back to what I was saying. I made myself small, frail, vulnerable. Man, it got so, man, y'all are so slow. Come on. Who would go to the federal courthouse and file a original petition that says, using a pencil? I'm sure I can pull it up. In fact, I am, and let you see it. I think it said, please help me. I'm being harassed, I'm being stalked, and they're trying to kill me, and it's the police, and it's the this, and it's the that. It was about 65 words. And the predator came. At that point, it was blood in the water to him. It was blood in the water. This the best, this was we dealing with? A sixth grader? Yeah. And he tried to have this served. Yes. While we'll have his head. That was the blood and the water. And then they came. And then like a damn transformer, I became something else. It was too late for them then. It was too late. They were within range, within striking distance. And now they wait. They already know that there is no escape anymore. They are guilty as charged. See, you can beat the courts, like they said. We don't defend, we find a friend. In this case, your friend would be the devil. Now let me ask you a question. Does the devil answer you? Has he answered you? Does he want some smoke? Has he received some smoke? Has he returned any smoke? Negative, negative, and negative. Now, I'm going to tell you what's really going to happen. You're going to stand by yourself. The devil does this all the time. You think the devil is going to go to court with your dumb ass? Nope, he would rather not. You going to court, not him. Do you think the devil would be in God's targets? His target hairs? Nope, and he's not. You are. So, this was from men who believe in fallen angels and shit, and stupid shit, to the point that they spreading that bullshit through the black community. But that's a part for a whole nother argument. We will be shooting at you later. Because you are responsible for a lot of damages, I keep telling you. Damages. Physical, spiritual. Dude, we're going to just chew you up real good. If you was a man, we're going to just stay we would hold you down and start nibbling at your big toes first and work our way up slowly, making you watch as we eat you slowly. We might even offer you a sedative. We're going to get downright medieval with you. I'm talking about dark ages. You'll see. You'll see. At any rate, this is how we all got here. So if anyone was wondering how we got to where we are now, well, it was a plan. And they played a big part in it. They're so silly. And I kept saying, you know, it's sort of like watching the combination of poetry and motion and a plan come together. This is some of my best work. This is some of my best damn work. They used to call me obsessed. They would walk in the motel room or the bedroom and I got typing paper with people's names on it with red thread or thread of any of the color running from wall to wall as I put the puzzle together. I was obsessed now, wasn't I? But now we're here. Now we're here. And I don't mean to be mean, but it is what it is at this point. What's done is done. And by the way, you now believe. In fact, I'm going to make this statement right here and I'm going to let you guys go. We must all confess that we have seen what we do not believe in. Enjoy the rest of your night. I am Source. I am 7. I am 1.